Understand something. Plain and simple. To me, Abigail was a delicious poison. An intoxicating, overwhelming poison. Yowie wowie!
Happy New Year and howdy, everyone. How are you? Thank you for joining us for another episode of Abby's Window, and we've got a lot to talk about. But I wanted to first off just start by saying thank you, everyone, for joining us. Happy New Year, 2023. Wow, glad to be here. Glad to be here with all of you. So welcome, and let's get to the folks that are here. So, Dom, how are you this evening?
Good, man. Happy New Year. It's great to be back.
Yeah.
I had an amazing time, but this last week, man, it's blown my mind. So I could not wait to come back in with you guys, start my year with the Insiders, right here on the Insiders to talk about some Uncle Howdy or Uncle Harper and Bray Wyatt stuff with two of my favorite Bray fans. I love it.
I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it. I can't wait to get into the discussion. And as always, we have to have Abby for Abby's Window. So Jodie is joining us on location this week. How are you this evening, Jodie?
Please forgive the fact that I look like a hobo because I just came back upstairs from using the gym and the pool downstairs. So yeah,
very fancy. I just came out. I've been using the pool and the gym. Yeah, I think you look great, man. I think the hair looks badass. So
yeah, my doctor gave me some like things that I can do for my leg because my leg's still bothering me. So gave me kind of some exercises that I can do with it.
Nice.
So, but yes, I am in very, very far eastern Ohio, about an hour outside of Pittsburgh for work. I'm doing some training this week at a facility out here. So I'm not in my usual Abbey spot. It feels a little weird.
It's very nice. Very. It looks very posh.
Yeah, it does.
Very.
I didn't pay for it, so.
It looks nice. So yes, we are happy to be here this evening. Happy to have all of you joining us. To everyone that's in the chat, can't get to you personally, name by name, but just thank you all for being here, making this such a fun show every week. You are the other part of the show, so we thank you for being here, and we appreciate and welcome any theories and ideas and thoughts as we go down this rabbit hole of Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy and all of this. Yeah, it's just a lot that we're going to get into. But first, before we get to Bray Wyatt and what he's been up to, Jodie, we're going to start with Caleb's Corner. So take it away.
I don't even remember what pictures I sent you now. Oh, yeah. So he's been posting a lot. He finished up his tour with Trans-Siberian Orchestra on the 30th and pretty much went straight to the beach with his family. So he's been posting a lot of videos and pictures and stuff from the tour, and now he's on the beach. So I am really, really glad that he's taking a break because I'm sure that whole tour was exhausting, and taking a break. And I will see him on the 28th of January in Atlantic City with the Neverland Express. And I think there's another date out there somewhere in March for the Bat Show. And then they start on the tour of England, and I'll be seeing them in May. I'm sure Caleb's going to have a lot of shows added to, from his personal band, his own band, and the Bat shows. They're just kind of going to keep adding onto stuff, and shows come up all the time. So make sure you go to his website, calebjohnsonofficial.com, and sign up for his newsletter type thing just to keep informed on what he's doing, and grab some merch and keep your eye on him. He's going to have a big year, I think.
2023, big year for Caleb Johnson. Jodie called it here. So just remember that. Thank you again. Thank you to all the people who've joined us. I saw some new people come in. Thank you for joining. We're going to get right into it because we have a lot to talk about. And I'll just go quickly on the first little bit here. But Bray has been involved in some in-ring action going up against Jinder Mahal on the live shows. So it's really cool that he's back in action. And I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about when we're possibly going to see him in action in front of our very eyes for the first time as a whole. Here we got some cool shots of him with some folks, so that's pretty cool. And I got this picture here Jodie sent me just because it's a good picture.
It's a wonderful picture.
It's a good picture.
It's a very good picture.
It is. So speaking of two men in a space, these two guys were in the ring Friday night, and Bray came out and he wanted to apologize to the cameraman, and LA Knight, came out and he wasn't having it. He wanted to challenge Bray to a match at the Royal Rumble.
Silly boy. Silly
man that LA Knight is, or is he on to something? We'll talk about that. I don't think so, but we'll talk about it at least. So he challenges him. Bray accepts. So we're going to get the pitch black match at the Royal Rumble between Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. And just when we thought we were going to find out what that was or anything like that, we get some music. And by the way, the music was pretty freaking
awesome, man. I thought you would like that.
Gosh,
I love the music. Uncle Howdy makes his way down, and Uncle Howdy this time, and I kind of noticed this as soon as he came out, had a different kind of feel to him. He looked different. He had a different swagger about him, and made his way down and ended up in the ring with these two men. And there we get that shot of him looking at Bray, and then he stands beside Bray. But then, to our surprise, he hits a Sister Abigail on Bray, which I'm going to bring us back on screen here in a second. Then he leaves.
Puts his hat on. He takes his hat off and puts his hat back on. Very stylish.
Back on. Very stylish. But he hit that Sister Abigail, and let me tell you, it was with pretty good precision. He hit it pretty well. So, all right. So I want to get your reactions before we get into who we think it is, because Jodie immediately said on the watch along who she thought it was.
Yeah. Are you taking that back yet?
Nope.
All right. Wow. Okay. This is going to be fun.
This is going to be fun. So we're going to get there to who we think it is. But first, I want to get your reaction. And See Wrestling saying, fun fact, Uncle Howdy's theme song is actually a new version of music used during the games of the White Rabbit Clues. Okay. So that's interesting. Thank you, C. So yeah, let me start with we'll switch it up this time. We'll start with Jodie and then go to Dom. Jodie, what did you think of this whole thing from the moment we got Bray out there trying to apologize to the challenge, the acceptance, and then what happened with Howdy?
I think, we kind of knew that he was going to challenge him to a match, and finding out that it actually was the pitch black match. Now we have something to look forward to and, get a little bit more build up to it. And I love they have so much chemistry. I love it. So much chemistry, and I think that's going to translate to a really, really awesome match. Then Howdy comes out, and immediately, like you said, he's got a different swagger, and that swagger kind of looked familiar. And I was like, wait, what?
It was that made me think, It was the hand movement. Sorry, I just wanted to. I'm sorry for interrupting you and interjecting
there.
But it was that made me agree with you until the rest of this week. I agreed with you because of that movement.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll let you carry on. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're fine. But yeah, it was, he has a different swagger, and it was a different swagger from the person that we saw last week or the week before. So, and, he gets in the ring and he stands right in front of Bray looking at LA Knight. And you're sitting there going, uh-oh, what did he just do? And then he goes and stands next to Bray. And you're like, okay, they're going to team up. They're going to mess with him a little bit. And then the Sister Abigail out of nowhere. I mean, your jaw was on the floor like,
yeah,
what just happened? And I immediately started, my brain was going nuts. And obviously had that initial, when we saw pictures and stuff afterwards, the mask is different, which major props to Jason Baker, by the way, because he really brought that feel of the black phone into it, and I love it. But now, looking at it afterwards, you're thinking that just adds a whole nother layer to this.
Yeah.
Because now you're sitting here going, is Uncle Howdy against Bray? And why? So I like that it just added another layer to an already complicated story that most of us still don't understand, but we have a lot of faith. That's all I got.
Tom, what do you think?
All right. Well, there's some really interesting theories in the comments.
Yes, there are.
One of the most interesting ones I've seen is that it's still Bray, and it's a swerve to make Bray think that, to make us think rather than it's not Bray. I quite like that. I think that's interesting. For me, like I say, as a fan of Ring of Honor and as a fan of, I've been watching wrestling a long time. So, unlike a lot of people that, used to WWE and stuff, like I knew when people started talking about Vincent and Dutch, I was like, oh man, that'd be cool. They showed up in NXT and I was like, oh, this could be fantastic. So I will get back to what I thought of the actual segment in a second, but I was like, oh, this could be Vincent. But now I'm convinced it's Bo, and I'll talk to you about that in a second. But on the whole, man, this is the most excited I've been. I play devil's advocate on this podcast a lot. I'm like, guys, calm down, chill out. But on Friday night, I was like, oh my God, let's go. Holy monkey. I was like, let's do this. And when I saw the Sister Abigail to Bray, I was like, what? That was a massive swerve. And can I just point out, that like as long as I've been on this podcast and for many, many weeks, we were all like, why is LA Knight feuding with Bray? Why have they given LA Knight to Bray? This is why they've given LA Knight is fantastic in this role. And I still stand by the fact that LA Knight actually like this is going to elevate him massively. And for a long period of time, it takes a very special type of person to type of character to hang with Bray in this context. Obviously Randy Orton struggled with it. Different people have struggled with it. LA Knight, man, whatever he thinks about it, and it'd be interesting. I know there's been a couple of interviews with him out there, but like, how well is he doing here, guys? Like, I am a fan of LA Knight now.
Mm-hmm.
A huge fan. Mm-hmm. I love let me talk to you. I love I love all that. I love it. It's great. So let's just, give props to LA Knight. But in terms of how this was done, like I say, as soon as he came out, I saw the hand movement. I was like, that's Vincent. That's cool. amazing. And then obviously, as you know, on the Facebook and everything, people have been putting props to all these people that are, you know, debunking these images. You know, half of Bo's face next to the mask and stuff. And now I believe it's Bo, and it would make more sense, I think, from a WWE perspective to because Bo's a proven commodity on the main roster. They know him, they trust him. Obviously, he's with Liv, and I think he's just been re-signed. So for me, I'm going to say it's most likely for me it's Bo. But that's not to say that I don't want to see Vincent and Dutch somewhere down the line. Obviously, if they show up in NXT, I think I posted on the Facebook group, I really want people to find out about their stuff. I really want people to go back into Ring of Honor and check out the Righteous, because whether they're in NXT or whether they show up as part of this faction, maybe we get a faction. I personally hope not, but whether they show up on the main roster, whatever, I think you guys are going to love what Vincent and Dutch do. But for me, this is Bo Dallas written all over it, and it was the perfect reintroduction for him, because it's nothing like we've seen Bo Dallas running around the ring going, all you have to do is Bo leave. We've seen the underdog Bo Dallas become NXT champion, but we've never seen dark, brooding Bo. And I like, I mean, we're all into that stuff on here, but I love it. I love it. And I thought, maybe he's dyed his hair, he's got, he's got a cool goatee thing going on. It's definitely Bo's facial hair and jaw for me. But in a nutshell, I'm super excited to see Bo back. And if it isn't Bo, if everyone's managed to swerve us and it's Vincent or somebody else, fantastic, because this segment was the most interested I've been, and I'm finishing up now. The most interested I've been this whole time in this stuff was that amazing stuff. Amazing. Cannot fault LA Knight, Bray Wyatt, or whoever the hell that was. I'm calling Bo Dallas. Cannot fault anyone in the delivery of that segment.
No.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and honestly, with this, all of this, it's just so beautifully done. I think, like you said, LA Knight, his stock has risen so much by his involvement in the storyline, and not just the fact that he's tied to Bray, but what he's doing in his own right. He's bringing it.
It's amazing, man. Just sorry again. Sorry to interject, but I just want to take a moment. If you guys want to go back and look at this guy's stellar career, Eli Drake. If you've not gone back in NWA and Impact Wrestling, the guy has been fantastic throughout his whole career. So if you're just looking to deep dive on LA Knight, go look at Eli Drake, ELI Drake. I know, obviously, as an Impact fan, Jeff knows, but and I'm sorry to interject there, Jeff. I'll let you carry on, but I just wanted people, if people want to go back and check that out, he's got one hell of a career behind him already. Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing it for years, and he's just criminally underrated. And so, if you, like Dom said, if you get a chance to go and check out some of his previous stuff, just so you know, this isn't something that he just started doing. This is something he's been doing for a long time. Just know that. Quickly, before I get into the great question of the week, which the great question of the week is, who in the world is Uncle Howdy? And the follow-up question to that is, and so you guys can be thinking about that, was that Uncle Howdy?
Ooh.
But before that, just briefly, is LA Knight stepping in a big pile of challenging Bray, or is he being calculating?
Oh no, he's in big trouble.
Big trouble.
Yep.
Dom, you agree?
I mean, he doesn't know what's going on. I mean, he like I say, he got out of that ring quick as a cat last week, and he was like, it was on camera. I don't know what's going on. I mean, at the moment, it looks like Uncle Howdy / Uncle Harper and LA Knight versus Bray, right? That this could be a handicap match. You know, Bray could be walking into a match where the odds are stacked against him at the Rumble. But for me, I mean, I would bet some body parts that Bray's winning his first match back at the Royal Rumble. I won't tell you which ones, but I would bet some rather personal body parts that Bray is winning. So I think, is he stepping into S-Word? I think LA Knight's more confident than we're giving him credit for.
Yes.
But I also think he has no earthly idea what's going on, because now with that swerve from last week, are the odds now stacked against Bray more than they are LA Knight, is the question.
It's a good question. All right, so people have already been talking about it, but let's figure this out, okay? We've got some pretty good shots. We've had some folks, and I want to shout out Misfit for sending some of these over. But we've got some pretty good shots here.
Yeah, fantastic.
So we're going to have a little bit of a court case here on proving the identity of this masked figure. And I know which side Jodie stands on. So we're going to go with Jodie on this one. And Jodie, tell the people who you said you thought this was the moment that we saw this person kind of swagger down to the ring.
Oh, 100% it's Vincent. 100%.
Still, it's
yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Like I had to check with, and I'm gonna let you obviously like I had to check with you before we started this, because like for me the evidence is all there that it's Bo, but I'm gonna let you carry. I'm excited because to me, if it's Vincent, man, I'm excited too. So if you can convince me right now that it's Vincent, I will. You know what? If I do end up coming to the US and coming to Mania or whatever, I swear I will buy you dinner. I will buy you a dinner wherever you want to go. If it's Vincent, I will eat, you know, and if I don't get out to America, I'll wire you the money. I promise you. If it's Vincent, I owe you dinner right now, wherever you want. You have this on record. I'm deadly serious. Anywhere you want. I will buy you dinner. I will wire you the money to take your family out, or I will take you myself. Because I am that confident this is Bo Dallas. If it's Vincent, I'll be gutted because I will have lost my bet. But I will also be happy for Vincent. But I promise you, on record, everybody's here, and I will absolutely take you for dinner or buy you dinner. All right?
Okay.
Convince me. Let's go.
There's a height difference. And yes, that can go on both sides, Bo or Vincent. I know from experience that Bray is 6'3". You know, and this person is a little bit, definitely a few inches shorter than Bray. So I would imagine this person to be about 6 foot. And it was this, part of it was the swagger, because he, as soon as he comes out, I mean, he's having, gone back and watched some of Bo's matches and stuff. It just didn't feel like him, the swagger, and, Vincent's a smaller guy and definitely got that vibe. And there were little things throughout too. I could definitely make out a tattoo on his neck.
I mean, they could cover it up too.
Yeah. Think about who he's working with. We know that Jason Baker is part of it.
Yeah. They have the ability to, and this is not me trying to prove you right, given the new high stakes, but they can absolutely cover that up and make it look like he doesn't have any tattoos, which is, I guess, long term, that's quite difficult and annoying to do every match, but they absolutely can cover it up if they wanted to.
Yeah. And To me, it looked like he had a wig on. But for me, it was just kind of the whole package. Walked like Vincent, had that swagger like Vincent. That's just my gut feeling. I think it's Vincent.
Right. Jeff, you're mediating here, right? So I'm allowed to. My one counter to this, right? I would love it to be Vincent. I just wanted to say that, like, I love Vincent's work. I think he's fantastic as a performer. I also think Dutch is a fantastic performer. When we see, if for example that original Howdy that we saw on stage was Dutch, I would not be disappointed at all.
Mm-hmm.
However, we saw Vincent and Dutch in the crowd on NXT. Now, do you think, Jodie and Jeff, that Triple H and WWE have spent a lot of time watching Vincent and Dutch matches?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Do you think they've seen more Bo Dallas matches?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that, obviously with Liv Morgan there and with Bray there and with Bray having the sway that he does, that they would say no if he said, I have an idea for my brother, I would like to bring him back in. That's a condition of me resigning. Do you think they're going to say no to him?
No. I think Bray could pretty much do whatever he wants to do.
I agree. If I'm being like analytical here, and again, want to preface, you make a very good argument. They could absolutely cover that tattoo. If it's Vincent, I will be buzzed. I will be happy for him. But it makes more sense on a business level to go with a proven commodity, someone that has been on and obviously Impact is a great platform. Ring of Honor, great platform, but performed to thousands and thousands of people like Bo Dallas has countless times on a big stage. Dutch and Vincent were on NXT. And I believe they will be a tag team and a very good one, and maybe a faction, and maybe they show up in the future on the main roster with Bray. But right now, Triple H has got to think about what's best for business, and from a marketing standpoint, from the brothers back together, etc., they're going to go with Bo, I think, from a business standpoint, rather than going with because they probably don't know as much about Vincent and Dutch as they do about Bo, and again, you've got Liv there, you've got Bray there campaigning for Bo to come back, Bo. And so for me, as a fan, I would prefer Vincent. I think Vincent's a great character. I would prefer the Righteous to show up and be part of a tag team, whatever. But from an analytical standpoint, I'm pleased for anyone to have work. Let's just say that. Anyone, Bo Dallas, Vincent, whatever, anyone to have their job back is fantastic. But my argument is purely analytical. Purely, they're going to go with a proven track record, which Bo has, the family connection, which Bo has, and they need to see what Vincent and Dutch can do on NXT before pushing them into a main event, main program when they've never been on WWE television before. So for me, that's why I've gone with Bo here.
Yeah, I think this is all up to Bray. I think they're letting him do whatever he wants to do, and I think bringing in Vincent and Dutch might just be one of those things. Mm-hmm. We know that they're close. They know each other. There was that picture at a wedding with him and Rob Fee and Vincent. If I'm saying that right. I think I am. So, Vincent and Bray know each other as well. And I just think it would be an interesting twist.
It would be a massive twist. It would be a massive twist. And maybe Vincent and Dutch show up, in the next few weeks or months as part of this storyline. But this guy that we're talking about, the one that you just showed on the screen with those fantastic pictures that were sent in, that guy is Bo Dallas. and I 100% believe that it is Bo Dallas. Like I say, I've bet some sensitive appendages, and I also bet you a dinner that it's Bo Dallas. And that is on record, so I can't go back on it. There's like lots of people here to stop me from going back on it. So that's how confident I am. There's like over 100 people here that can tell me that I did say that. So
what if we? I think it's a possibility that we will never find out exactly who it is.
Okay, well, in that case, the bet is void.
Right.
So if that happens, the bet is void. But I mean, comments. I mean, everybody, like you guys, the Wyatt family in the comments, right? The Insiders family, you all think it's Bo, right? I'm right, like let's no disrespect to Abby, to Jodie, because Jodie is the coolest, and I would love it to be Vincent, but I'm right, do you know what I mean? Like I'm definitely right. It's Bo, innit?
We've got some interesting comments. We got a lot of people saying Bo. We got a few people saying Vincent. Let's see. C Wrestling saying, hope Dom got a sharp pair of scissors, otherwise it's going to be even more painful.
I mean, I mean, if C's saying that, I'm starting to sweat a little bit in those appendages. But let's, if you know something that I don't do, like I'd appreciate a DM, to save my appendages, So, but anyway, I'm still confident.
Dom, you're going to be out of appendages and money, which is it's not that's not a good situation.
I wouldn't have said it if I didn't believe I was right, but if I didn't believe I was right, but now I'm starting to sweat a little bit. The left one is getting a little sweatier than the right. So let's see how this goes.
You may need to to protect yourself there a little bit,
Yeah, maybe. So. Let's lead with the dinner. The dinner. All right, and then if anything else happens next time, we'll. In fact, no, I don't. Yeah, I think I've made a mistake betting my appendages, but the dinner remains. The dinner remains, and my appendages are sweating. But we'll keep it going. I'll stick by it. I'll stick by it right now.
There you go. All right, so I have to ask two questions. The one I'll get to because I think is interesting given some of the changes that we saw on Friday. Is there a possibility that it could be someone different than those two? Or is it possible that it could be a combination of three men that have been mentioned? Dutch, Vincent, and Bo. Is that a possibility?
I mean, that's cool. And if that happens, the bet is void also. But yeah, no, that'd be amazing. If it was all three of them, that'd be cool. I mean, there was a comment from Misfit. Yeah, that one. It could be someone. I mean, it could be someone new. But again, for me, and my argument remains the same. Like in this kind of level, if this was a lower mid card feud, I'd be like, yeah, all right, let's bring a Vincent, let's bring a Dutch, let's bring X person from GCW, and I don't know. I mean, I love GCW, but this is top level stuff, So again, and yeah, for me, we're going back on that old argument. For me, Bo's already proven himself in that. But if it was all three of them, if everybody had a job, let's just say this: if everybody gets paid and everybody can make a living in 2023, if all these guys we're talking about, Bo Dallas, Vincent, Dutch. X, Y, and Z person coming in from GCW, if that was where they were going to go. If it was Nick Gage, I'd be down with that. I mean, it's definitely not Nick Gage, but you know what I mean. Like, if it was, a random person, everybody's going to eat, everybody's going to have work. So I'm fine with that. So let's in an ideal world, it would be Dutch, it would be Vincent, and it would be Bo. I think.
Yeah. Jodie,
would also save my appendages. So
that's what we're talking. That's what we have to do. We have to find a way to save those.
Hashtag save Dom's appendages. It's quite long.
Hashtag save Dom's bits.
There you go. Save Dom's bits.
There you go.
Yeah. Save Dom's holy monkeys. I prefer, save Dom's bits. That's good. Jeff, you're on it.
Jodie, do you think it could be multiple people portraying that role?
Yep. I think that's why we're never going to really find out who it is. Because I think it's multiple people. I think that we're going to continue to see different masks. Because remember that in the Black Phone?
Mm-hmm.
He had different pieces of the mask. But here's my overall theory. It's still Bray.
I like that. I like that. That to me would be awesome. I'm with you, 100% with you on that. If this turns out to just be Bray swerving us, awesome.
Not physically like that, obviously.
Yeah.
I think this is a piece of Bray's personality that has come to life.
Yeah, man. So he's pitched to Bo or Vincent or Vincent and Dutch. Hey, you're going to be this side of my personality.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. And that's when we see the different masks. When the mask is put together like it was when we first saw Uncle Howdy come out, that's going to be played. That particular personality is going to be played by Dutch. When we take the bottom off so that his beard is exposed, that's going to be whoever it is. And then in the Black Phone, they had multiple different ones. So there could be one where it's just the bottom piece and the top piece is exposed and somebody different can play that. There's someone different will play each different mask. So I still think this is Uncle Howdy, but I think we're going to see all of them, all three of them, plus probably some people that we don't know.
That's interesting.
Because I still think it's all Bray. I think this is just like the first time we saw him, we saw the puppets come to life. I think that whole shattered theory that he was shattered after what, happened at WrestleMania.
Mm.
And now all these pieces are coming to life. So we've seen the puppets. We've seen Uncle Howdy. Now we've got this new mask. I think they're all different pieces of his personality.
Yeah. Yeah. I
we talked about that, very early on. We were saying, he's got to bring those pieces back together to be whole. And he's going to he's going to be fighting himself.
Yeah.
I still 100% believe that. I think this is a piece of Bray's personality.
I think that's fantastic. I think that's a fantastic theory. My only issue with it is that for me, the only two, if we're going to have everybody in there, that's awesome. But I'm not sure Triple H is going to trust Vincent and Dutch unless they've been through NXT. Jeff, as a neutral party in this, not to put you under pressure, do you see, obviously, in an ideal world, I would be all up in, wait, that sounds wrong. I would be all about Jodie's theory. I would be like that, as a fan, that's amazing. But do you think that they would, and we're talking about the powers that be here, you've still got your Triple H, you've got your Nick Khan, you've got your I believe what's his name? The dude with the terrible cutaways. Kevin Dunn. Is Kevin Dunn still there? Kevin Dunn's still there. Right. So are you gonna put an unproven, in a WWE context, commodity in this faction or in this storyline without going through NXT first? I'm not saying they never show up on main roster. I'm not saying they never show up with Bray. But we're talking right now. Are you putting Vincent and Dutch in this storyline?
I think it all depends on the trust and belief that you have in Bray Wyatt. I think that's what it comes down to. I think when it comes to this story, I think there are certain things that he probably negotiated in terms of what kind of creative influence he would like to have over telling this story and who would be involved. It wouldn't surprise me if Bray even said, I want LA Knight to be the first person that I work with.
Yeah.
Down to that level, because I think one of the other things that we kind of omit here is that it's a dance, and the two parties that are working with each other have to be able to vibe and have chemistry. So to answer your question, I think it's very possible that all of them are involved right off the bat, because I think with Triple H in charge, I think it's a bit of a new regime and a new
Yeah.
philosophy. And if something makes sense storyline wise, personality wise, I think they'd be more apt to do this, aside from how they've done it in the past of making other people kind of prove themselves. And I saw someone say, Misfit, saying that Dominic didn't go through NXT, and I think that's
Why didn't Dominic go through NXT?
Dominic had the legacy factor with him. So,
There's your answer. Not that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good point, and obviously a lot of time for Misfit. But like, yeah, that's why Dominic didn't go through NXT. You've got to, everybody that's been a major star or has developed, unless they've got a track record somewhere else. Logan Paul, and yeah, you can say Ring of Honor. You could say Impact Wrestling with Vincent, not Dutch. Dutch only has Ring of Honor. I think Dutch also did Control Your Narrative. But you from a WWE perspective, you're talking like superstars. You're talking TV. These guys are performing rather in front of millions of people. They've got to know what they're doing. And absolutely, I believe Triple H and the regime are going, yeah, let's get these guys in NXT. Let's get them, have them be a tag team. But like, I mean, Harper, Rowan, Bray, everybody came up through NXT, and I don't think it's different now, particularly if you know what I mean. You come from a wrestling. You come from a wrestling background. If you're not an influencer, a social media influencer, do you know what I mean? If you're not a social media influencer or a pop star like Bad Bunny, then those are your exceptions to the rule, and they've always been exceptions. Celebrity guests, etc. But I still think the rule stands that unless you have, global fame and you are globally renowned, that you go through, you do your run in NXT first. And the only person I think has never been in through WWE system or very briefly that I would say is the counter to that I would bring onto the main roster, somebody that's not contracted, would be Nick Aldis, who I think is coming in next year, and I believe he will go straight to the main roster. But Nick Aldis, is Nick Aldis. So 10 pounds of gold, etc., etc. I don't think they're going to do that for Vincent and Dutch straight away, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
But that doesn't mean NXT is not going to be exciting.
Right. Right. Good points on both sides. Hanzo, I want to thank Hanzo and Brittany for your donations throughout. Hanzo, I want to get to their comments real quick because I have another question based on the mask. Hanzo saying 100%, I believe it's the Fiend's ghost trying to connect with Bray.
Ooh,
they
nice.
split at Mania. He's trying to reconnect with the one person he trusted. And then Brittany saying shout out to Dom for the fun interview.
My pleasure.
Check that out.
Go check that out.
Yeah,
it's fun. Everyone I've done has been fun. I've not got any more plans. So if any of you guys want to check out the channel, I'm interviewing Bray fans with a story to tell. So if you're interested in doing it somewhere down the line, check out the channel, check out what we've done, and because it's just developing. Happy to chat to some of you guys.
Yeah, awesome stuff. So we've got to get into it. The mask, like obviously the mask was different this week. That's been pointed out. Jodie pointed out that the bottom was not there. Not only did she point that out tonight, but she pointed that out when we were on the watch along. So this has led some people to ask, is this someone else? Is this truly Uncle Howdy? I want to get the thoughts of the chat, and I want to get Dom and Jodie's thoughts, and we'll start with Dom this time and then go to Jodie.
For those reasons that I've given, no. I've very much enjoyed, and I want to shout out to the community on Facebook and Twitter. for the the numerous guesses that we've had. We've had everyone from what was it, Mordecai? Mordecai was in there. Kane. It's got to be Kane, right? There was a few good ones. Edge was one. I was like, cool, all right. So some wonderful guesses, but again, and I've seen in the comments, someone was saying, Jeremy, stop thinking that this is the same now that Triple H is in charge. I know it's not the same, but some things have to remain the same. It's quality control. So if you're going to give somebody a platform in front of millions of people, they better know what they're doing. And so, is it somebody new at this level? No. Again, if we were talking mid card, lower mid card, you absolutely bring someone in. You can make it Madcap Moss. I mean, Madcap Moss is actually proven. So fair enough. I'm contradicting myself. But in a short answer to your question, I don't think they're giving this to somebody without prior experience of a big platform, because this is the second biggest story in WWE outside the Bloodline. Mm-hmm. So this is this is mainstream, top level stuff, and they're going to be trusting, for me, they're going to be trusting Bo Dallas with that.
Gotcha. Do you think this is Uncle Howdy or a different character?
Oh, sorry. No, I think it's a different character. We saw. Well, that's the thing. They're swerving. It's like C said. You guys have said as well. I think there are multiple characters. I think there are multiple characters to be seen. And that's not to say that a Vincent or a Dutch can't be in that, like Jodie said. But I think this is Bo, and I think this is. It was said it was Uncle Howdy. It's on the video, but it was also on the video last week. So I think last week is Uncle Howdy, and this might be Uncle Harper. But then, Uncle Harper was supposed to be. If Uncle Howdy's the bad one, then Uncle Harper was supposed to be the good one, and he just Sister Abigail'd him. So my mind is a blur. But this is a different character. I think it's not that guy that we saw 2 weeks ago come out and laugh for a minute. It's not that guy. So it is a different character.
Jodie, what do you think?
I think that it's kind of like Uncle Howdy 2.0. Yes, I think it's a different character, but it's still Uncle Howdy, if that makes sense. If you remember watching the Black Phone, think about who's making these masks and what inspiration he can draw from himself. If you watch the Black Phone, the personalities are different, but it's still him.
Yeah.
So I think it's still Uncle Howdy. It's just a different side of him. And I think there will be other sides of him. And what Hanzo said, was it Hanzo who said something about being the ghost of the Fiend?
Love that, dude. Hanzo would.
What if that we get more than just Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper? If Uncle Howdy is the ghost of the Fiend, and we saw all of the puppets come to life when he came back. So what if he gets a different personality like Uncle Howdy for every puppet?
That'd be awesome. It'd be confusing. Again, they've got to think about TV time and confusing their audience. But for us, and in terms of talking on an Abby's podcast, that's like dream stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What a great idea. What
Uncle
a great idea.
Harper's the ghost of one of the other puppets, and then there'll be another Uncle whatever that's the ghost of, Abby.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. It really
is. That's for the movie, we were talking about this. That's the thing. The problem is, can they go that deep with 2 hours of television on a Friday? That, like I say, if they're going to go, and I truly believe, Bray was obviously working on something while he was gone.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see it in movie form, Maybe we'll see it in movie form one day.
Yeah. I just think that would be really cool. it's kind of like it's deep. It is, because you're talking about Bray being a character, but then he has different pieces of himself, and then Howdy has different personalities. It's like we're getting split 3 times. They're just all happening like so. I think there is a potential there, if it's that and it's going that deep, to confuse people, but that's why I think it's going slower than what most people would like.
Yeah.
Because you need to let a story like that breathe a little.
Yes.
So I don't know. It was interesting saying he was the ghost of the Fiend. I wonder if there's going to be other ghosts of other puppets.
That's a good question. And we have a
Whoa! Yeah!
So I'm bringing Joe on because Joe has he's got something that he wanted to share, and a bit of a challenge, I think. So
Dom, I couldn't let it go because I'm a bit of a betting man myself. So
mate, I'm not. Look, I can't. I'm not betting any more body parts with you. Look, I love you.
It could kind of just be a gentleman's thing. You don't have to owe me dinner or anything like that. I'm good.
Okay.
So
I would love to take you for dinner. I would love to take you for dinner, but let's see what you've got. Let's see what you got.
You gotta. So here's the thing. It could certainly be either one, right? But my thing is, the story is leading to the fact that we may never, and it could be a good long time before we see or get a reveal of whoever this is going to be, because it doesn't play into the story. If you're reading the current events about who's behind all this, a lot of it is Road Dogg that's doing a lot of the stuff for this promo. And, you kind of, when you listen to him talk, he was doing interviews and he wasn't doing a lot about Bray, but you listen to him talk. And one of the things that he's, most into is the fact that he's very old school and he doesn't like things to be spoiled. He's not an advocate at all of dirt sheets. Many wrestlers aren't, but he really spoke out about them. And so I really kind of think that what I think is going to happen anyway is I think in this lights out match, and Jodie alluded to some of it already, but you're going to see with the lights on, lights off, you're going to see different. You could see different Howdies. You could see both of them out there. You could see Bray out there as well. And then I think now this is my opinion. The lights go up. I think at one point, LA Knight's going to unmask one of them, and that one he unmasks is going to be Bray Wyatt. And that's when I think it blows everyone's mind because they're like, well, how could that be? And then you move on to Mania. And I think Mania, it's going to be Bray versus Howdy. But I just don't think we're going to get a reveal. I don't think we're going to find out either way. It could literally be anybody. Sure. It could be Bo. It could be Vincent. It could be either one, or it could be neither. I mean, Jason Baker dressed up in a costume when Bray came back to when he came back at Extreme Rules.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it could be literally anyone. And until we see that dude wrestle, then we don't really know who it is. But I was just laughing. I heard your bet, and I'm like, oh,
well,
man.
yeah. But if your theory is right, if you're saying that, then dude, then my bits and my bank balance are safe, because if we don't get a reveal, then my bits are saved.
I think we will get a reveal, but that reveal will be Bray, like Joe.
Yeah. Well, there you go. But hashtag my bits are saved. Hashtag save Dom's bits. They are dry. They are saved. They are good. So, but that's fine. Yeah, I'd be down with that. Joe, like, it's a great idea. What all that stuff is amazing booking, mate, and all of that leads to me keeping my bits. So, and also, but you know what? If I come over, because you guys have been very good to me, and I love this community, I will happily take you. I would love to take you for dinner. All of you guys, just as a thank you, because you're all amazing. But in the spirit of the bet, well, I mean, I thought you were going to come on and like bet me something. I thought there was going to be some stakes, but you
that's
what.
No, wait. Well, see, you went all in on Bo. So
yeah, absolutely.
I'm taking the house. So like we do here in America, you're going all in. I want the house. So I'm playing with the house, which the house would be anyone else but Bo Dallas. Now that could include Bray Wyatt.
That wasn't what I said. That wasn't what I said in the bet.
Oh no! Wait now.
Look at my wording. My wording wasn't that. You can say you want the house, but I would have had to have said, right? Like I would have had to have said it's Bo. You know, it's definitely Bo, and it could also be, you know, Bray or somebody like that. But this doesn't count. It doesn't count. If it's not if it's Bray, the bits are saved. If it's Vincent, my bits are gone.
They're gone. They're as good as gone.
If it's Vincent, that was the wording, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. If it's Vincent, I'm buying you all dinner. Right?
I might have to go back and re-listen to the video.
Yeah. I mean, feel free. Like, you know, it is.
No, it's all good. Listen, it's all in fun.
If it's Vincent, I swear on record, we're gonna put the bits to the background because that's a whole surgical cost. And I mean, you know, I'll be interested. I'll talk about it with you if you're that serious. But I'm gonna have to, you know, consult some doctors. But the dinner, 100%, and you can join, and I will pay for you, Joe. I am 100% that it is not Vincent, and in this context, that it's Bo Dallas.
Now, do you have any inside information on this Vincent thing? Because I know you have a lot of connections out there in the wrestling world.
No, man, no. This is all honestly. I wouldn't. If I knew who it was, I'd probably not be allowed to say. But I don't. I genuinely do not know who it is. I like I said to Jodie, I want Jodie's theory to be the original theory. I want your booking and Jodie's booking to actually come to pass. You know, the long storytelling, the multiple Brays would be amazing. But in the and actually, if it was Vincent as a wrestling fan and as a fan of Impact and Ring of Honor, I'd be super buzzed. But the context of the bet, Joe, was that I said Bo, Jodie said Vincent. That was the bet. That was the context of the bet.
Oh, okay. I'll listen.
So then what happens if it's both of them?
That's void.
The reason I can't
go on.
The reason I can't go with Bo is because it's too much. Like a lot of people were saying, oh, it's going to be a revamp of Brothers of Destruction. That's I see. I don't think they would do that. Mm-hmm. And to me, it would be you're just replaying something that Kane and Undertaker already did. And most of the wrestling fans that are out there that like the supernatural stuff know it anyway. So I don't really think that they would. I really don't think that's going to be the case. A lot of people are saying, well, he's going to reveal himself as Howdy, and then he's going to say he's Bo. And to me, that doesn't add anything to the story. Like what? Why would he come? You know, why would Bray come back with all this stuff? With, you know, and he hates Howdy. Well, okay, does that translate to that he hates his brother? Like I mean, I guess it could, but I don't know. To me, that would just wouldn't make sense. Unless eventually, you know, unless he's revealed and everybody knows it's Bo at some point, but he doesn't say he's Bo and he's just playing a character, which it could be.
Who is it then? You haven't answered. You haven't told me who you definitely think it is.
Oh, I said at first when Jodie said it, I think it's Vincent as well. I think the mannerisms of him walking to the ring with snapping his fingers. I think that, I don't know if you heard the theme song that I shared.
I love it. I loved it. And I loved the finger snap. And if honestly, like I say, I must have missed that, but I will 100%, you can join us for dinner. Jeff as well, because, you know, I want to feed you too. You know, you guys have been good to me, but 100% dinner all round. I promise. If it's Vincent, and like I say, as a fan, I would love it to be Vincent, but from a business standpoint, you family connections, etc., people already in the company. I mean, you're bringing back Bo, and that to me on Friday night, jawline, finely sculptured facial hair, you know, contact lenses for people that were saying that Bo's eyes are different. That's Bo Dallas.
I don't doubt that he gets involved one bit. I just think that it would make more sense to the story if he comes back as the Harper character, because he's family. He's Bray's family. Why would he come back as the guy who Bray can't stand?
That's good. That's good. You know what?
I don't doubt he comes back. I just don't think he's Howdy.
I'm sweating again The right one now is a little moist because that you've just blown my mind every week. Every week I come in here and I'm like, all right, this is going one way, and then you guys every time I think I know the answers, you guys change the questions. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Why would yeah? I don't have an answer to that, Joe. All I can do now is pray. Off
sweat
camera.
profusely.
Yeah, because you've just blown my mind. That's a very good argument.
He's gonna pray and sweat profusely.
But if it's not Vincent, if it's anybody else, my bits are saved, and I you know what, I'm still gonna get you guys dinner when I come over. Well, you'll have to just wait till I come over there to get dinner if it is.
Your bits are saved, and then like the Godfather said, I owe you, and then I'll owe you. So
there you go.
There you go.
Well, I look forward to it. Honestly, if it is Vincent, you can all tweet me. You know, you can all tweet me. Hashtag buy me dinner, and you
can buy me dinner when I come over there in May.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely, 100%.
So, I want to get back to, because Joe brought up the pitch black match, and I want to get both of your thoughts on. Everybody's thoughts on what you think it'll be, because, you know, like people have said in the chat, they haven't told us what it is yet. But I wanted to bring up Alicia's point, because she said this a couple times, and I just want to throw this out there because Alicia was onto something back in the day when she tweeted out the WWE thing with Bray Wyatt, and it got some traction. So here's what Alicia is saying. It's Seth Rollins, but nobody's listening to me. I was the only one right at first about Bray coming back to WWE. So Seth Rollins. Now, here's the thing, Alicia. I want you to tell me in the chat, and I'll pull it up, why you believe it may be Seth Rollins. I know I saw you put something in there earlier, but I want you to show me again what you were saying about why you think it was Seth Rollins. So while she's putting that back out there, I want to start with Jodie this time. Jodie, what do you think we're going to get in this pitch black match? What do you think is going to be?
I think it is going to be a collection of howdies. I think that we're going to see, you know, Bray, and lights will go out, and it'll be like his entrance when he first returned. You know, how they focus the light on each puppet. I think that's what's going to happen here, and I think it's going to mentally break down LA Knight to a point that he snaps, and Bray will end up winning.
Bray will end up winning. I like that. So, Dom.
I love that, and that if that happens, that'll be awesome. Multiple howdies. Bray ends up winning. Can I just say though, like the Mountain Dew branding on this, like severely hampers the spook factor, right? Severely hampers the dark factor of this match. You know, Mountain Dew, pitch black. You know, I'd prefer it to be branded a little more, you know, funhousey or something. Well, you know what I mean. I didn't like that it was a Mountain Dew pitch black match. I would have preferred that it was more spooky and dark rather than the Mountain Dew branding. But for me personally, going back to your original question, Bray Wyatt is. I'm even more confident Bray Wyatt's winning this than it is Bo Dallas. Than Howdy's Bo Dallas. I mean, it's his first match back. Multiple Howdy sounds great. You know, but I also think LA Knight's going to get some good offense in. I think it'll be a great showcase to LA Knight. My only hope is it's not like, because they do a pitch black match in NXT with who was it?
Wendy Chu.
Wendy Chu. Yeah. What was that? Was that just it was just a
lights on, lights out match.
Yeah, lights out. So is this the same?
I would assume so.
You know, so I'd like to see something different. You know, I'd like to see something. I just don't want to see any cans of Mountain Dew. Can we keep the cans of Mountain Dew or the bottles of Mountain Dew away from this match? Because I can just imagine, because this is, you know, it's everywhere, isn't it? Mountain Dew pitch black match. Bray Wyatt, LA Knight. Let's keep the Mountain Dew away from this match. That's the only thing I want. is zero Mountain Dew. I don't want Bray to hit LA Knight with a Mountain Dew. I don't want LA Knight to pour Mountain Dew over Bray's head. I don't want any Mountain Dew anywhere near this match. Anything else is fine. But going back to Jodie's theory, multiple Howdys and a Bray win sounds fantastic to me.
That's what I think. And Alicia kind of has a valid argument here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did she put something back in the chat?
No, I was just looking at a picture. I was looking at pictures of Seth, and she has a valid argument.
Yeah, I mean, Alicia, yeah, man. If it's Seth Rollins, what a swerve. Bits is still saying, but yeah, no. Wouldn't that be amazing? And it does. You know what? It does look a lot like Seth. The issue with that is how over is Seth at the moment. Seth is super over. You know, everybody loves singing the theme. Why would you change his character at this level? It is different. A couple of other people have said
that's my hang up too. Like,
yeah, but
a lot like him.
It does, and a great comment and a great pitch as well, Alicia. If it was Seth, I would lose my mind. But like I say, there's a question from Misfit earlier on. You know, this isn't. You know, you can repackage Bo Dallas. And it's a BR, if you repackage Seth now, you're missing out on a lot. I've seen those T-shirts, with the whoa. You're missing out on a lot of money if you repackage Seth. So I think, great pitch. And if it happens, I'd be amazed. And I think it was awesome. And it does look a lot like him. You're right. But I think it's from a business standpoint, it makes zero sense to repackage Seth at this point.
They wouldn't, and they wouldn't have to, really. Again, you can go from the standpoint where if they just, let's say they don't have Bo, and let's say they don't have Vincent and Dutch, and they're in NXT, and maybe you just need a wrestler, and maybe he happened to be backstage, and you put him in an outfit, and he goes down to the ring. I could see what she's talking about, because if you look at the lower body, his legs are very, very thin, and Seth's are as well.
Does Seth have the soul patch pit?
Yep.
Okay, because I knew he had the goatee and the. Oh yeah, of course he does. You're right. Yeah. Wow. You know what? You know what? That would be a great way to swerve us all. What if Bray was just saying, "Right, Seth, you're backstage. Do this. Go out here. Give me a Sister Abigail, and we'll keep people guessing." What a fantastic idea.
That's another reason why I said I don't think we're ever going to figure out who it is, because it's Bray.
What if Howdy is a culmination of all Bray's nightmares?
Yep.
In other words, all his nightmares in wrestling would be who? Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. I mean, and wouldn't it be fun? Now, I'm not saying they would ever do it. Roman, obviously, I highly doubt. But Seth was saying in interviews he'd love to work with him again. So Seth, I wouldn't doubt, would do it. Roman, I kind of doubt it, but and everybody would know it's Roman. Roman comes down to the ring. It's hard to mistake Roman for anybody, even if he's wearing a mask.
Same with Randy Orton. With Randy Orton, because that would be the other
Randy
one.
Orton. That could be something Randy could do. We wouldn't even have to wrestle. So, but like I said, it could just be, Howdy could just be a manifestation of all of his nightmares. Yeah.
I like that too.
I think I just think it's going to be, we're going to get different masks and if different wrestlers will play different parts of the mask, if that makes sense. So, but I'm sticking with my overall theory that it's still Bray.
I love it. And let's do this too. Let's address the Alexa in the room.
Ooh, nice.
What do we think happens tonight? And thank you, Negan Mox, saying I love the conversations I have with Jodie on Twitter. I still think it's Vincent, and the one before was Dutch. Howdy could also be the puppet master. Thank you for that comment. So what do we think we get tonight with Alexa? Because we're seeing some changes. Do we think that she encounters Uncle Howdy somehow?
I think there's going to be a progression of that story. Yes. I still think ultimately Bray will get revenge on her, but maybe Howdy needs her to bring the Fiend back. So he's manipulating her a little bit.
Yeah.
So we may see her snap a little bit more and kind of build until they have this match.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm completely in agreement with you. I think, like I say, I think we're getting more progression. One thing I would like to see tonight is a Sister Abigail to parallel the one on SmackDown. I would like to see Alexa deliver a Sister Abigail to.
But I think the Sister Abigail is special to the point that that's going to set something off. Actually hitting a Sister Abigail is going to be like proof that she's gone.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Yeah.
I think it's possible. I think it would be cool if this happened. She continues to kind of spiral out of control, and then she ends up hitting a mandible claw on somebody, and that brings the Fiend back.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Dom, before I go to you, Eric is saying weirdly, is Howdy somehow Lily's dad?
Wow, now that's a theory, isn't it? I mean, that's a weird theory. That's some horror puppets from my nightmares theory. That's the kind of stuff from that I used to, be scared of as a kid. I mean, I think I was never. I don't know if this is. I'm allowed to say this on this podcast, but I was never hugely into the stuff they did with Lily. In the first place, chasing Shayna Baszler around the backstage for one. I like little Easter eggs. I'm fine with the doll being involved. If it's like creeping out of the back of a chair, like we saw on Raw last week, that's fine. It's insinuated that the doll is doing magical, weird, Chucky type stuff. But like when the doll starts giggling and winking and running around after people, that's where I like get off on that. I'm not on that train. So is Howdy Lily's dad?
It would add to that theory if Lily is the spirit of Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
And Howdy is Abigail's dad.
Yeah, I think that's the movie territory. I think that's the Bray Wyatt movie sponsored by the insiders. We're all campaigning for this movie, right? I think we're talking again. I always come back to this. I'm sorry to be the devil's advocate in this context, but you've got 2 hours of TV, 3 hours on Raw, and they've got a lot of story to tell. They've got to give time to the Bloodline stuff, which is now straddling both brands, same with the Brawling Brute stuff, so I think if you're going to tell this story, it's got to be, having Lily be the daughter of Howdy. I think that's one for the movie. That's for the third, that's for Act 3 of the Bray movie, sponsored by the insiders. It's a great idea. Again, I love the ideas. You guys are fantastic. I love this community for the ideas. Thank you so much, because it's super creative. But it's a lot to tell on 3 hours of TV when you've got to fit other people's segments in, other people's angles, and obviously tell the Alexa Bliss story as related to Bray Wyatt as well, I think.
Right. Joe, before I get your thoughts, Hanzo, thank you for the donation saying this will all lead to the Fiend returning. Bray knows he can't defeat Howdy as himself, so he brings the abomination out of the fiery hell. He is here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Hanzo.
I agree.
Joe.
I think, well, first of all, I got to go back to one of Dom's comments about the pitch black Mountain Dew. I don't know. I think they have an opportunity to pull a Chris Jericho AEW champagne match.
Oh dear!
And they could have a big pool of pitch black where one of them can get tossed in a pool and disappear forever. Just kidding. Anyway,
he comes out like the Fiend in the swamp match. With Braun. He goes in the Mountain Dew, comes out as the Fiend.
See, there you go. Go.
See, and what's going to end up happening is Mountain Dew will come up with a perfect tagline for this, saying, "Release your inner fiend."
Yes, Yes,
see?
yeah.
This is
I
why
could
Jeff-
totally
this is
see
why
that.
Jeff is in marketing.
WWE just needs to hire all of us.
This is why
I
Jeff,
don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that, right? Like, come on, like,
What are you
yes,
trying to do?
a wise man named Yogurt once said, "It's all in the merchandising." So there you go. There you go.
I mean, it's great marketing. It's I know why you guys do the jobs you do. It's a great. It would be a great tagline, and I could see them doing it.
But no one wants to see that.
No
one wants to see that. No one wants to see that. You. That's what I mean. The most annoying thing about this is that you've got Bray Wyatt in there, one of the darkest characters in WWE history. You've got LA Knight, who's this, who's sort of this, wonderful foil, this great performer, and then you've got slap bang in the middle of every promotion, Mountain Dew, Pitch Black. It's like, come on, man. Yeah. Anyway, I found that really annoying.
Listen, I will say that they are probably going to sell more Pitch Black Mountain Dew this year to Bray Wyatt fans than they ever did before.
You're right.
But the Alexa stuff, I think all bets are off for this Raw, because this Raw is going to be as big as the SmackDown was, if not bigger. It's their first one of the year. Yeah. And so if Howdy was going to show up on any Raw, it could certainly be this one. So to see him there, maybe just to see, you know what? And even if he's not there physically, maybe just to see the mask appear on screen, not just the moth symbol, but a mask, the Howdy mask. And he just comes out and says, "Revel in what you are," and just does that. And then that's when Alexa turns and hits the Sister Abigail, like you had brought up. And maybe we just get that. And that little bit of that push from Howdy pushes her over the edge to do. I know so many people love Alexa. I don't think Alexa's going to win the title. Not tonight. I don't think that she'll win the title. Some people think she will. I don't think so. I think what's going to happen is something's going to cause her to maybe get disqualified, lose that way, where she doesn't win the title. And listen, if we're going with the theory that Bray wants revenge on her, I know Howdy is not all that happy with Bray, but he also probably isn't too happy with her. And if he's not happy with her, then he would more than likely, and I know Jodie's mentioned this before, cost her chance at the title rather than help her win. So it could be a distraction that maybe actually even helps Bianca. Helps Bianca win the title instead of Alexa.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah,
Yep.
again,
Really is.
excellent.
Draven, thank you for the donation, saying the more Bray goes dark and the more Alexa remembers, the more alive Uncle Howdy seems to become. Mask, the prosthetic mask, and the chinless mask, hat on the ring, link the lantern, spotlight attack. So thank you for that comment and the donation. It's all pretty interesting
I like
stuff.
that.
Me too.
Yeah. Wow. So wow, this has been a really good conversation, and we've kept over 100 people here the whole time. So thank all of you.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, thank all of you in the chat for joining us this evening. So I want to do this before we get to a segment that we've added. That I'm really proud of the thumbnail that was created for it. So I want to show it off. But I wanted to get final thoughts on, I guess, how you think we see this escalate next. Like, how do you think this escalates come tonight or even Friday night for SmackDown? And I will start with Joe, then we'll go Dom, and then end with Jodie.
So I think Friday, now you've got to start getting a little bit heavier on the progression, because you're getting close to his first match. So now you can't, it'll probably be promos still. But, I think you could see one of two things. Either you see Bray come out, possibly as backstage Bray, very, very angry. as to, why he was attacked, and he doesn't understand what, or you could get just Wyndham coming out and kind of be a little more humble. Said he, again, very confused as to why he was attacked or how he was attacked. I think you'll get more interaction with him in LA Knight. Knight may be interviewed, maybe backstage. And Knight is probably now all confused as well, because he was convinced that Bray was Howdy. And now he saw two different people. So I think that's what you're going to see. You're going to get more and more, I think, leading up to it. We only have 3 weeks, really? Little over maybe 3 weeks to the Rumble.
Yeah.
So now they really, really got to get into it. You really have to get progression here in these next 3 weeks leading up to that match. And so I think that's what you have a good chance of seeing tonight. Like I said before, I don't think Alexa is going to win. I think we'll see something going on with her, and maybe it costs her some sort of distraction possibly. But yeah, that's where I think it'll be this week. And then as it goes, getting closer to the Rumble, then I think you'll get to see, you might even see some more different. I don't know. Maybe we get Harper revealed before the Rumble, or they might reveal it there. But that's how I see it going.
Yeah,
awesome stuff, Joe.
Yeah, cheers, Joe. You give me a good jumping off point there. I think I agree with you. I think tonight we're going to see some glitches. I think some screen stuff, some stuff on the Titantron will probably cost Alexa Bliss the match. I don't think she's winning the title. I think that they're obviously saving a title change for maybe Mania. But again, a nice progression for the Alexa storyline there, and as pertains to Bray and Howdy. So yeah, I think she'll be cost that match on Friday. LA Knight's going to be confused. Bray Wyatt's going to be confused. Maybe they're confused together for a little while. I think we're going to see some backstage stuff. I don't think we're going to see anything physical this coming week. I think it'll be something that's saved for the week following, and then. But I think there'll be some cerebral stuff going on backstage this week. Bray Wyatt looking over his shoulder, LA Knight looking over his shoulder, both of them interacting confused with each other. Maybe they're not at each other's throats this week. Maybe they're kind of confused and a little bit scared. Or maybe, Bray probably not scared, but you know what I mean? Just like they can't figure this out, So confusion from both Bray Wyatt and LA Knight on SmackDown for me, leading to further progression, as we get to the Rumble.
Good stuff there, Dom. Jodie.
I agree with Raw. I think we're going to get, some kind of glitch or something with maybe Howdy showing up, or I'm not sure. But whatever it is going to cost Alexa the match. So I'm kind of with everybody on that. As far as Friday goes, I think that we could possibly see backstage Bray, but not in the way that we think. Initially, you would think that he'd be angry, but I kind of picture him being very stern about it. That kind of like the end of that promo when he said, I know who you are. I know what you're trying to do, but it won't work. I'm just a servant now. I go where the circle takes me. So I think we could see that Bray, that he's like calm, but says something like, you're not going to derail me, something like that, and kind of elaborate a little bit on that. So, and then, I think that you kind of have to keep going with the Howdy appearances. So I think that's going to continue to be what happens there.
Awesome stuff. This was a jam-packed week. So so yeah, thank you all. Big Dan saying, what if Uncle Harper terrorizes Raw while Howdy terrorizes SmackDown? I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm still feeling Harper's the opposite though.
So instead of terrorizing, he wouldn't be the evil
No.
that Howdy is.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, keep the conversation going. Follow, be on our social media stuff. Twitter is a good place to engage. Hit Jodie up, Dom, the insiders, Twitter. Hit us up, tag us in your theories. Because I'd love to bring some of those to this show weekly and kind of break some of those things down too. So reach out, keep the conversation going. We love it. Jodie introduced the segment last week, and I want her to introduce what we have going on, and I'm going to bring up this little image that was created. So hopefully that looks okay.
Wow.
I love it.
Very cool.
I love it. So I have seen, obviously, interacting with so many Bray fans on social media. I've seen some amazing artwork out there. And, we talk a lot about Bray and, show pictures from SmackDown and things like that. But, some of his fans are so talented. So I wanted to start this segment showcasing some of the fan art that I've seen on social media. And I'm going to get way, way better on making sure I say who I got that from. But most of them I don't remember for this particular one. But yeah, I mean, this one I saw this one in our Facebook group, and I mean, having that Joker face.
Yeah, that's super cool.
It's just that's really neat. I love that one. I love that one too. So obviously that's a picture from SmackDown with them looking at each other, and you've got Howdy's mask in the background. I love these like compilations of pictures.
Yeah.
There. I love it. So Brittany K did this one. She is drawing a lot, and she's so talented. She's grown so much in her artistic skills over the past year or so. And she's just doing awesome. So she does sell these. So get in touch with Brittany K on Twitter.
Amazing stuff.
Hit her up. She does way more stuff than obviously this one of the Wyatt family is just beautiful. But
the details on Luke, Brody Lee,
Yeah,
particularly the beard and stuff, and the eyes, just amazing. I mean, all of it is great. So incredible work there.
She's
Brittany.
got some really good art of the Fiend and Howdy and Bray. She's just really good at it. So definitely hit her up and order some of those. This one kind of feels like one of those tarot cards.
Yeah. Reminds me of Father James Mitchell, actually.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
I found that. Oh, I love that.
All right,
one.
I'll go back.
I think I found that one on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah. I love that one. Like I said, people they're just so talented.
So talented. So very talented.
It's so great.
I mean, even the detail
too.
The detail in the back revel in what you are. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. That was a WWE one, I think, that they released. But I love that with the Fiend in the background and Bray's face in the foreground. I love that one too. Hurdy sketch. That's who that one's from.
That's like a comic book, man. That's so cool. Like that's like
I know. I love the detail, and I just love his style. Like with the like you said, kind of that comic book, storyboard artistic work. I love it.
Yeah. Awesome stuff. So thank you to all you talented people for sharing your gifts.
Like I said, I'll do way better next week on who I got them from. I'm not in my normal environment, and it's weird.
It's all good. It's all
Oh,
good.
good.
We just so if you, and that's another thing too, if you see artwork, shoot it over to Jodie. If you see some stuff that you'd like to see highlighted on the show, send it over. Let us know, and we'll share it. Wow, this Abby's overtime for real this week.
Yeah.
Someone said earlier this show needs to be 2 hours. Um, but I so obviously there are some Raw watch alongs. I know Tazzy is doing one on his channel. Are you guys doing one as well, Dom, on Give Me a Home?
Yeah. Dan's covering Raw this week, so yeah. If you wanna go between, obviously got a lot of time for Tazzy and Tazzy's work. Big love, but if you want to come and check us out, and if you haven't checked us out, we got some interviews as well. WWE, NWA, Impact, Ring of Honor. So there's some good stuff for you guys. And Jason Baker seems to be getting some traction this week. I wonder why, but I got to speak to Jason Baker last week too. So go, not last year. So go and check that out if you have time.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Dom, for joining us as always.
Of course.
Joe, any final words, my friend?
No, just thanks for having me. Always love to be on here, and thanks for everybody that came out and checked it out. I knew it would be a big show this week because of what we got last week, and continue to come out and join the guys every Monday at 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for, like I say, the only weekly show dedicated to one Bray Wyatt on any channel out there. Also, going to be a big week for us, so come join us for Impact on Thursday. We're back with Impact, and then on Sunday, got to come out Sunday, guys, because we've got our awards show for 2022. We've got our previews for 2023, and we've got major announcements to make about membership streams. I know everybody was asking about that. There is one dedicated to Abby's, so we will tell you all about those. So come and join us for our TIGS Awards this coming Sunday, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks for inviting me.
Cheers, dude.
Thank you, Joe. And Abby, take us home.
I really, 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 really love you guys.
Hashtag save Dom's bits.
Yes, save Dom's bits. He put them on the line, but listen, we got to make sure we save them. So
or hashtag buy me dinner if you want to get in on that too, since I'm buying everybody dinner now. If it's Vincent,
he will buy you dinner. So
I will buy you guys dinner.
Yes. Well, yeah, thank you all so much. Really appreciate all of you checking us out today. Joe gave the schedule for the rest of our week on this channel. So if you don't mind, please drop a like on this video and get those thumbs up going so we can be seen by more people, so more can join us and talk about what's going on in the world of Bray Wyatt. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Please hit that subscribe button and hit that post notification bell so you know when we are live. And as Joe said, we have a lot of things coming in 2023. So you're going to want to hit that post notification bell because we got a lot coming up. So stay tuned, folks. Thank you all so much again for joining us. We greatly appreciate you being here and contributing to the discussion. And we will see you next time for another episode of Abby's Window. Take care.